What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Stamper Podcast. We back again, y'all. The Stamper Podcast. This is episode 25. Let's see, episode Austin Rivers. Who else wears 25? LaShawn McCoy, one of the few athletes that I know. But if y'all don't know, we got a special guest in the building. We have Keena Notary, as well as Keena as well. That's I've seen in
It's a tongue twister. Keena. I understand. That's why I made it that way.
Keena. How you doing today, sister?
I'm doing good. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Today has been a good day. There's been a lot going on. I'm in the process of making some changes to my website, and in the process, to end up locking myself out of my admin website. So that's a headache within itself. Definitely got to get that taken care of. But enough about me. All right, Tell people about yourself, and just give the audience a little insight into who you are, your background, and what is it that you do.
Okay, so for those that don't know, I am Keena. My Keena Renee, however you may know me. I like to say I'm TikTok's notary mentor, though I haven't been TikToking lately, so I need to get up on there. But I'm really just, somebody that, like many people during the pandemic was looking for something to do to make some money. And I started a notary business, and then, it just kind of took off from there. And then when I started sharing my journey on YouTube, that's when I kind of noticed that, hey, this is something that people are interested in learning more about. So I just decided just to continue to share my journey, the ups and downs as it's, been, as I have been in this notary business as an entrepreneur. And it's somehow, it led me to being profiled by the National Notary Association. And I've amassed all these followers on YouTube and on TikTok, and I don't take anything for granted. But that's pretty much my notary journey. I am a full-time entrepreneur. On top of my notary business, I do have a PR and marketing company within music and entertainment. So between those two, that's pretty much my life. I'm based in Hampton Roads, VA, 757, 2 up, 2 down. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Shout out to Virginia. I've recently had a signing out that way not too long ago for an estate plan signing. So I came across a lot of good folks out in Virginia. I've never been there before, but I've come across just the conversations that I've had with a few notaries out that way. A lot of great vibes.
Absolutely.
So are you from Virginia?
I am not. I'm not born and raised here. I'm originally from Louisiana. I'm a military brat.
Okay.
So that's kind of like a long story to tell all the places that I've been, but Louisiana is definitely home. I was born there. My family's from there. Both of my parents are from there. That's where my grandmama is. That's where my granddaddy, my aunts, my uncles. So yeah.
So your roots is down in Louisiana, huh?
Yep, down in the bayou, absolutely.
Nice. You still you go out there every so often, go see family or no?
Oh yeah, I try and go out there at least once a year. I'm actually headed there on Friday for a work trip, but I'm headed to Louisiana on Friday. So I try and go in any opportunity that I have to go see my family. I absolutely take it. So yeah.
Dope. Now, speaking of family, do you come from a background of entrepreneurs, or are you first generation?
No, yeah, my mother, she's a hairstylist. So she's, hairstylists are to me the beacon when it comes to the Black family. Entrepreneurship, absolutely. That's like, that's the first that a lot of Black women see. And yeah, my mother, like as long as I've known, anytime she's tried to work a regular job, like she never lasts. The longest is like a month tops. She is, I've never ever have seen my mother work like a regular job, and like she's always just, had her own, as a hairstylist had her own business and just, has flourished, and she's been doing that well over 30 years. So, that's literally the example that I had. So.
Talk about that. I'm going to touch on it a little bit more. So she's been doing that for about 30 years or so. What do you pull from, from what she's done over her 30-year period as entrepreneur? What are some of those things that you've seen along the way where you say, you know what, this is something that she's doing right now that I can apply into my business moving forward, or at least or someone that at least sets the example for me for something that I want to do, whether it's I'm going to be a hairstylist, whether I want to be a notary, or whatever business venture that I want to get into. Well, talk about that example she has set for you.
Yeah, well, I think and I say this on my YouTube channel all the time, I think one of the biggest lessons that has been ingrained, etched in my, memory, something that my mother always tells me to this day is don't let nobody tell you how much money you can or cannot make. She's been telling me that since I was, sweeping up hair, for her and her clients, so,
Yeah.
that's something that I've always just have kept in the back of my mind and that I live by. Like, I'm saying I've had other jobs, and it's like, it's always like, I could be making so much more money if I was, what I'm saying, like working
Yeah.
for myself and, just how to, manage money. My mother is brilliant when it comes to managing money. But that comes for her being an entrepreneur for over 30 years. She's brilliant with how, but taxes and just, just all the intricate, like businessy things that you need to know, but you don't necessarily won't learn unless you are a entrepreneur, because you have to take care of those things on your own. Yeah, so yeah, I would say that's definitely the biggest thing.
Dope. That's dope. So what did before venturing into the notary business, what's some of your background? What was you doing previously before getting into the business?
So I was working in PR and management in the music business, just supporting artists with their marketing and their public relation efforts, or whatever the case may be. I worked in well, I went to Columbia College in Chicago. Shout out to Columbia. And from there, I worked in corporate marketing for like 5 years. 2019 is when I quit my corporate marketing job and decided I wanted to be a full-time entrepreneur. I quit quit my job, moved back to VA to be closer to my mom, and I was like, I'm not coming back to Virginia to get a regular job. I'm gonna make my company work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make something pop.
Right.
Before then I was kind of doing it on the side while still working a regular job. But 2019 is when I fully jumped into entrepreneurship. And just so happened the following year, I feel like everybody was forced to be entrepreneurs because the pandemic happened. So and when the pandemic happened, the music business was pretty much shut down. So,
No
there was nothing going on. It was tough. The music business was hit pretty hard, and I wasn't doing anything, so I had to, I wanted to find something that was still that I can kind of, it could be my own business, I can be my own boss, but and still in a serving capacity, because I feel like even as my role in PR, it's a serving role. So and I know that's where I'm most comfortable. And as notaries, we are servants to our community. So it was just an easy transition for me. I didn't expect my notary business to jump off the way that it did, because I didn't know much about oh, I'm sorry, excuse me.
There you go.
I didn't know much about real estate. I didn't know, really much about being a notary, but I just did the research. I was like, I think this is something that I can do. So yeah.
That's pretty dope. So one thing that stood out for me so far is that you worked in PR and you have corporate marketing experience. I think I think a lot of notaries that know how to provide the service and know how to execute, performing a loan closing and performing an assignment. I think one of the main problems that notaries deal with is marketing, generating
Yes.
leads. Can you talk about how your marketing experience, how you were able to transfer those skills into your notary business?
Yeah, so one, I use social media, because at that time I was also trying to build my YouTube channel. So I was like, why not do a video on this notary thing, just to see what happens. And then just knowing, knowing that you have to put yourself out there, because I'm not necessarily like an extroverted person. I'm really more of an introvert, but when kind of the basics of marketing, then it's easy just to kind of be like, hey, make sure you tell people that you're a notary, leave your business cards here. Word of mouth is probably one of the best forms of marketing. And I tell people that all the time. Like, you can do these postcards and everything else, but if you're also not just putting yourself out there and letting your work speak for you,
Yeah.
and the word of mouth, like your business is just going to be stalled. So yeah, I just kind of taking that into account, because it's not really too different, marketing a notary business from anything else. It's just a service-based business. Anything that you would do to put yourself out there, I mean, you're providing a service. So and I understand that not a lot of people are tech savvy. I understand that not a lot of people are savvy in that way, but that just comes from a mindset thing, and not necessarily not them being capable of doing it. It's just that their mindset is still stuck on that 9 to 5 mindset that you have when you're an employer. I'm sorry, when you're an employee and not an employer. So yeah.
With that mindset, do you think that's something that comes with just experience? You just getting those reps in over time, or is that something where you can say, I purchased this course, or I'm going to binge videos on YouTube and learn marketing overnight? What do you think is what helps notaries moving forward with that?
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of both. I think if you are determined enough, because some people are just naturally, or they're just natural marketers. Their personalities are just, they're flies. What's this? They're social butterflies. So, it's some people are just naturally gifted like that, and other people, it takes a little bit more work. And I think if you're determined enough to be successful, like if it's something that you really want, then I think you can have that mindset shift. But some people, honestly, they just don't have it. I hate to say it like that, but there's a certain hustle, there's a certain personality that you have to be an entrepreneur, not just for notary, just period, just to be an entrepreneur, period, because it's a lot of ups and downs, good and bad. One month you could be rolling in the dough, the next month it'd be like you knocking on people's doors, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, but those that really take it serious, especially in the notary business, those that actually take this serious as a legitimate business and know that it takes time to kind of grow your business, and it's not going to happen overnight, because some people get fed up if like within the first 3 months they're not making like $50,000. Like, oh, I'm supposed to be rolling in dough, and it don't always work like that. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. So yeah.
And I was one of those people in the beginning. I started my business. I want to say 20. No, I've been commissioned since 2017, but I officially started in 2018. And I went on full time in 2019. And when I left full time, I'm thinking like, all right, as soon as I leave my job, I'm not gonna be able to keep my phone off because the clients gonna keep calling me, right? That was the furthest thing from the truth. The furthest thing from the truth. So I think for most notaries, when they get into the business, I think it's all about, tempering your expectations at the end of the day. Like, obviously you want to shoot for the moon, land for the stars. You want to have this goal of, I want to do 6 figures in the first year of business. For some, it may happen. For some, it won't. But I think it's all about having the proper expectations and coming in with the mindset of let's focus on building first to get to this point, and then once we do get to this point, all right, what's the next step? What can we do to scale this to even higher, right? Even possibly 7 figures. So tempering those expectations, being realistic about what you're trying to accomplish in the business. I think that's very key.
Yeah, absolutely. Realistic is the key word there, being realistic.
Facts. So what was some of those early challenges, when you began full-time as an entrepreneur or just in the notary business in general?
Setting up like processes and different things like that. Like, how's your business going to run? Right. Systems, processes, and just time management.
Right.
That's always a big one, having time, like, okay, this day is going to be an admin day, or I need to be out here doing this. It's like kind of getting organized in that way. Resources is, I think, for every entrepreneur is always going to be like the biggest thing, is getting those resources or funds, in other words, to keep the business going. So yeah, I would say definitely, I think that's kind of like an ongoing thing, because like I said, stuff changes. Not every day is the same when you are an entrepreneur. Every day is different. So I think just just staying positive and knowing that if there's a setback, you'll get over it. For me, a hard thing is accepting help. Being used to doing everything on your own, your way, because you know that you're going to do it the way that it needs to be done and how you want it done. And then, it's like, that's definitely my biggest issue as an entrepreneur. But I'm working on it. Because I was like, this man has an assistant. I need one of them. Because I'm looking. But yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It took me a while to get to this point where I was like, okay, I need some help. Because after a while, once you continue to try to, stretch yourself, you want to get into podcasting, you want to get into digital products, you're hiring notaries nationwide, like, you need some help. And I felt like I was stretching myself so thin to where I'm dropping the ball and, in certain aspects of my business, at the end of the day, this business it's just not just me. I have a whole family to take care of. So I'm slipping up. I need to put the proper people in place, so that way we can keep the train moving, keep chugging along. If that makes sense, right?
Yes.
All right. So so in those challenging moments, I know for me, when I've had challenging moments, I've kind of like, I want to say, contracted, in a sense. Like, I just stay to myself and I try to say, let me just get in the lab and hopefully I can figure something out, but end up stressing myself even more. But when I started to focus on getting mentors and, connected with people who's actually been there before and trying to, lean on them, pick their brain a bit, just get an understanding of, when you in your journey as a notary entrepreneur, when you dealt with this moment, how did you handle this situation? And once I started to listen to them, I started to get a better understanding, okay, of this is what I need to do moving forward. And it's not as bad as it seems. So in those moments, who are some of those people that you leaned on to, to help you get through and to see light at the end of the tunnel?
Definitely my girl, Ebony, 757 Notary Sisters. Ebony that's my girl. My mentor, Mark Wills, is my mentor. I definitely need to do a check-in with him, because yeah. My mother. Yeah, I would say those are definitely, and just within, like, just people that follow me, people that follow me and leave such kind words, like, they definitely leave me with the motivation to keep going, because sometimes I just feel like, this is a lot, y'all don't understand. But you know, because that positive reinforcement definitely helps, you know, because I tell people all the time, like, I don't make these videos for myself, you know,
Right.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I do this for y'all. Like, it's not nothing, I'm not the type of person that's, you know, it's not ever going to be for myself. If I'm on here doing these TikToks or doing these YouTube videos, it's because this is for y'all. Because
Right.
if it was up to me, I wouldn't be on social media. But you
We
know what I'm
right here.
saying?
We right
Right.
here.
You know what I'm
We
saying? If
right
it
here.
was my choice, but you know, I'm up here, you know, for y'all to help others and to share my journey in hopes of helping other people get through their notary journey. Because the thing about this notary industry, there's not really like, you know, it's so like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's so self-guided. Like, you're just kind of put out there and to
Yeah.
figure it out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
I try to provide as much information as I possibly can so that one, folks ain't out here wasting money or getting scammed. And two, you know, just to overall make better notaries. Because if everybody does great work, that only helps the industry as a whole. You know, I don't ever want anybody to say, oh, well, I learned from Keena to do this, and she said you can get away with this, and this. Like, no, like, I'm gonna make sure that you doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, that's essentially why and who I kind of lean on when I'm going through those moments where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sick of these title companies. I'm sick of these signing companies.
We all done been there. We
Right.
done been there before, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and you and that's and you mentioned something that's really important. Like, a lot of this is like self-guided, because you know it's all about just
Mhm.
they'll go through the training, get commission, get bonded, and then you off to the races. And it's like, okay, now that I got, you know, I went through the proper steps to get certified. Like, what's the next steps? How do I get trained for these specific services? So you do got to go out there. You got to go on YouTube. You got to research courses or trainings that may be available, so that way you can be equipped with the information you need. That way you can be able to provide the service to the client, right?
Right.
Um, and yeah, when you first got into the notary business, what attracted you to the notary business? Was it loan closing? Was it fingerprinting? Was it legal document work? What was it that attracted you to the business?
It was the loan closing. So that was
Yeah,
the first, that was like really my introduction, was like, oh, you can do this and make this much money. I can do, you know, do this. This is pretty decent money.
yeah,
Um, you know, just knowing the type of person that I am, like, I'm pretty detail oriented. I'm a writer. So I'm, you know, I just felt like this was something that I could do that was that I would be good at, you know what I'm
right.
saying? So that's kind of like what attracted me. And like I said, I'm naturally just kind of like a giving person. I operate from a spirit of service, because that's just how I was raised.
Yeah,
So I just felt that this would be something that, you know, would align with you know, just with me and my personality.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty dope. So since that time, are you still doing loan closings? Have you found other doors open for you as far as other services that you want to provide?
I'm still doing loan closings more so. I actually took this month off, just because my other business it's been a crazy month. So I don't like to juggle too much. Again, I'm only one person. I ain't got a team. So,
Right.
you know, if something is super crazy, I just rather just take a break. But I'm still doing loan closings. I'm mainly doing not doing too much with signing services. Every now and again, I'll do signing service, but most of my business is direct and general notary work. So I've really been pushing my general notary work, because I think one day I made like $500, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And I only had to do like, what, 2 stamps? Okay, come on. I
Yeah,
ain't have to print nothing. Come on now. Come on, general notary work. So
right. Come through.
it's just about how to market yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't mind me asking, what type of general notary assignment was it?
It was a power of attorney.
Ooh, don't get
It
no
was
better than that.
for,
Mm,
yeah, it was a power attorney. It was for one of my my, clients that are in different tax brackets that I ain't in. I'll just say that. So he last minute needed power of attorney done. It was a Sunday. I had to go all the way to Virginia Beach. And yes, so he paid me very well for that last minute signing on a Sunday to do a power of attorney for him. So yes.
Listen up, y'all. Make sure y'all marketing to these for general notary work. You never know. You
Yes.
might have one that come in for 250 to 500 for the signing. That's the type of work I like. Well, I don't got to print any documents. Only thing I need to do is just show up, verify ID. All right, sign here, place my stamp. I'm out the door.
Listen, change your life. It'll change your life. Okay.
Right.
Change that mindset too. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what part of that was what attracted me to the notary business initially, because again, I used to work as a security guard, right? And I'm spending 8 to 9 hours a day just to make 200. I mean, if I'm making $200, right, just to make $100 in a day, right? But I could knock out a power of attorney signing. I could complete a refinance, and I might have to print out like 100 pages, but it's only gonna take me an hour, and I may get paid between $150 and $200 just for hours worth of work. Meanwhile, I spent 8 hours a day over 5 years doing security, and it takes me 40 hours just to make $500 for that week. So
Yeah.
notary business it has a lot to offer for anyone that's interested in joining it.
It definitely does. It definitely does. It just depends on, again, how you market your services and what is allowed within your state law. So yeah. But people don't see it like that, because all they hear is you can go to the bank and get it done for free. I'm like, please take a refinance package to the bank.
Nice. Try to take a power of attorney. Try to take a power of attorney to the bank and see if they'll do it.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't know, but we gotta educate them.
Right, and like I said, that's the beauty of what we do. We're able to use our experiences to shed light on what you can and can't do, and hopefully folks will learn better and actually say, okay, now that I know better, now I'll do better.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Talk about Mark. I want to touch before we move on to the next topic. I want to ask you, what would you say? What is your favorite form of marketing? Would you say are you creating gift bags? Are you doing word of mouth? Are you into canvassing, emailing? What is your favorite form of marketing?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, word of mouth, but I do postcards, and then I may follow up and I'll stop into the office. And I don't do full bags. I usually do like gift cards, because to me that's just easier and people like it. So yeah. Like a Starbucks gift card or something along those lines.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, honestly, you really can't. But yeah, just every signer, I make sure I leave business cards. Because people have hunted me down to find me specifically, when like signers that I've done closing with and they needed something else, or they lost my card. I had one guy, he was like, oh my God, I was looking all over for you. I lost your card. I need something notarized. Like, they will be, if you make that personal connection with them, like they will stick with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just, you just can't go wrong with that. And if you do great work the first time, like if you're good, and that's another thing I tell people, if you do good work, you're always going to have business. It's those that, don't maybe do what they're supposed to be doing that may have some issues. But if you are on it, people are always going to call you. It may be slow. It may be slow months, but your phone is always going to ring.
And I think that's what I don't think that most folks understand. The notary business is it's really a relationship business in a sense.
It is.
You can, you can set up your Google page, and you have some folks, call you here and there, but it's nothing like having repeat clients that call you over and over again, right? You get to establish that personal special that gets to establish that connection with them. And I think that's a hack too for folks that do loan closings, because again, you're already in person anyway. You get to sit in front of them for about an hour, you get to establish rapport, you get to learn a little bit more about them. And as soon as you leave that signing, they're going to remember you because the way you treated them, the way you provided a great signing experience. If you leave those, like say your business cards, if you do what you're supposed to do, more than likely, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be the week after that, but probably a month or two from now, you will be getting a call back if it's either they need that document notarized or they may have a referral for you.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, I just want to touch on that real quick. TikTok. Now I heard you are a star on TikTok. What attracted you to the platform, and how's it been to your benefit in your business so far?
I wouldn't say not necessarily my notary business, but it's definitely benefited me as just like an entrepreneur that's building out a brand.
Mm-hmm.
I just came on TikTok because I was trying to learn the platform for one of my artists that I work with to get them on TikTok. I had no idea that, again, that my video about being a notary loan sign agent would take off. Like this I just wasn't thinking that. So,
Yeah.
and then when I saw that it was doing well, I was like, okay, this is something that I can do. I can make content. I'm pretty good there. It's just, again, just something that for whatever reason worked.
Yeah.
But it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm kind of on a break from, you know, the YouTubes and the TikToks, but next month I said, I'm gonna get back on. I'm grateful I can take a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I meet a lot of great people on TikTok, and you never know who's watching. A little bit of everybody is on TikTok now. It's no longer like for kids. Like my mother uses TikTok and is up there. So
Everybody
it's
on
like,
there.
yeah, everybody is up there now, and the notary community is so nice. It's so big up there. So yeah.
As far as TikTok goes, it seemed like the platform, the algorithm is more favorable to the users as opposed to Instagram. Like in the beginning of building up your channel, obviously the content at the end of the day is you that's going to make the content stand out. What were some of those early activities that you were doing early on in building your TikTok for the person who may just created their account and they say, all right, I want to start putting the content out here and building my following list up? What were some of those things that you were doing initially?
Yeah, so the focus of my content is I always just want people to take something from it. So, you know, if like I did one recently where I learned on Canva, you can import PDFs and edit a PDF. Like I had no idea until like a couple of weeks ago. So stuff like that does well, or just like, you know, this is a step-by-step process on how you do such and such, or, you know, tips. Sometimes I'll do Notary Tip Tuesday and do like a tip, you know what I'm saying? So that's always the forefront of my content is something that's, you know, educational in nature, but I try and make it fun because I feel like I'm a fun person. You know, I don't want to be stuffy because that's just not my personality. So and that's, you know, I don't know. I just be myself, you know. That's really all that I could say. And you know, people for some reason tend to, you know, connect with my personality. They may not, you know, some people may connect with other TikTokers. Like I'm really cool with like Notary Brittany, and you know, the other Brittany in Florida, Brittany Palmer, of course, Ebony. Yeah, you know, so I mean, we're team signings, Angel. I'm not sure if you know Angel.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, so you know, those are my girls, you know, and whoever, you know, else makes content, you know, people connect with who they connect with in their messaging. So I just honestly, I just go up there and be myself. Sometimes I'm goofy, sometimes if it's a trend, I'll take that trend and somehow relate it to the notary industry. And that's honestly what I was doing in the beginning to build, and I was posting like at least 3 to 5 TikToks a day. Yeah.
3 to 5
And I
TikToks
still,
a day.
yeah.
Now, are you? I know you say you're taking a quick hiatus now. Before you took the hiatus, were you still posting 3 to 5 times a day?
Yeah, I would post like 3 to 5. And that could be either just answering people's questions. I used to do daily lives. I would literally go live on TikTok every single day and answer questions. Because what you're not gonna tell me is that I don't offer stuff for free. that I don't offer their information for free. I'm up here, okay? You
Yeah.
just have to tune in. So, yeah, like I literally, I would go live every single day, or, answer questions, or just, yeah.
That's dope. That's super dope. I was watching the Social Proof podcast the other day. I don't know if you're familiar with Ellie Talks Money. I don't know if you're
Sounds
familiar with it,
familiar.
but she's not a notary, but she's in the financial literacy space. And she was talking about her journey into building up her Instagram, transitioning on to digital products. And she was talking about going on Instagram live 3 times a day, right?
Mhm.
And so I think what you did 3 to 5 times a day, I think that's very commendable, because again, I think I had like 400 followers on there, but like I'm in the process of posting 2 to 3 times a day. So I may need to up it up to 4 to 5, so I can build
Yeah.
that following up, man. Because I think for people, I get asked a lot of questions about content and everything. And I think what's something that's important that you said is, well, not that you said, but you just yourself. You're not overthinking it. Right,
Yeah.
you're pulling on your experiences in the notary industry, and you just giving value. You shed light on your experiences, and hopefully, by you shedding light on those experiences, that's going to help another notary that's paying attention to your content.
Right. Exactly. Very simple.
So when you started to plan, how long did it take you to, like, did your following build up pretty quickly, or was it like just a gradual process over time?
On TikTok, I would say within like a couple of months.
Couple months.
Yeah, I want to say I'm almost at 50,000 now. I really want to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. On YouTube, that was definitely gradual. That took some time, absolutely. But once I had those couple of notary videos kind of do well, that's when my following, like once I hit that first 1,000, and then my, I think it was my initial notary video about me becoming a notary loan signing agent. That was the one. And then I did a Q&A video, and that one did well. And then it just kind of, I did like a signing services video too, that did pretty well. So, those coupled, that was really what set off my YouTube. And now I'm at probably like 15,000 on my YouTube subscribers.
15,000
So
subs.
yes.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope, man. One thing I'm noticing a theme about you is you're very consistent. From what I'm hearing, like I said, you're posting 3 to 5 times on TikTok. You consistently putting out videos on YouTube, and obviously 15,000 subscribers. That speaks about yourself, that your ability to be consistent. Where does that come from? Where does that consistency come from? Is it a mindset thing? Is it talk about what drives you to be consistent in, like, saying you're in building your social media and building up YouTube and just in your business in general?
Honestly, just me having the drive and the passion to be an entrepreneur and not go back to a 9 to 5. I know I just do not want to go back to a 9 to 5. So it's like, that's always at the back of my mind, having the multiple income streams and putting out, different content and different things to, build my business, whether it's my notary business, whether it's, Keenly Keena, who I'm trying to build that as a brand and a business in itself. And yeah, just like I'm not going back to a 9 to 5. I'm not going back to corporate America. I did that for 5 years. That was 5 years too long. What I'm saying? Like I just do not want to go back. So that drive and that is what keeps me, wanting to, constantly be consistent. But every once in a while you need a break. Like right. So and I've had my moments where I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Creating content is a full-time job in itself. And I tell people that it's very time consuming. It's another job. So keeping that in mind. So when people are like, oh, you should do this, I'm like, yeah, I would love to, what I'm saying? but you know, you have to keep in mind, I have this going on. I still have to do signings. I still, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, you know,
Yeah,
it's a lot, but yeah, I love my life as an entrepreneur, and I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. So yeah, that's
I
the
appreciate
motivation.
you. I appreciate you for sharing that because I think people need to listen to that. They think is when they get into the business, is they like I said, like that, like the mindset I had coming into it. I'm just thinking like, all right, I just need to have my stamp, get my commission, and the phone is gonna be ringing off the hook. I'm just gonna get all these followers, right? And that's not typically not how it goes. Like you got to pay your dues first before you're able to reap the benefits of getting those 15,000 followers on excuse me, subscribers on YouTube, and then having a large following on TikTok as well. Like you put the work in first. Now you're able to reap the benefits, whether if it's you getting more traffic for your other ventures or whatever products that you make coming out, or even with your services as well. So you're reaping the benefits of that, and I gotta give you a salute for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Definitely, definitely. Now, when it comes to creating your content, is it something to where you set it up where, okay, I'm going to spend the weekend just carving out all the content that I'm going to put out for the week, and then as soon as Monday comes, it's just a matter of execution? Or is it for you where it's like, okay, I know I got signings at this specific time. When I'm on my way to a signing, or if I'm at the signing table, I might whip my phone out and try to get some content in at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually if I do that, the signing table, I most certainly ask my signer, because somebody commented on my YouTube, this shouldn't be legal. I'm like,
There's
obviously I'm
always
not just
someone. There's
like,
always gonna be one.
obviously you're only seeing this part, you're not seeing the whole. But anyway, but yeah, I always ask the signer, and I always make sure that whatever I'm recording, I'm not recording any information.
Yeah.
But they know, and they're more than happy when I tell them what I'm doing. Like, oh, I have a YouTube channel, I like to educate and help other notaries. They're like, sure, they have no issues. So that's number one. YouTube folks that be in my comments talking about I'm doing something illegal, but um,
Always gonna be
and
someone.
yeah, ideally, when I first started, batching content was definitely the way to go, but sometimes it don't end up like that. But when yes, that's ideally, I like to batch my content and create different videos or different TikToks, and then just kind of, in TikTok, you just kind of save them to the drafts. And, for YouTube, like, because again, I record, I edit, I do everything. I don't have help. So it's easier for me to get the footage recorded and then go in and edit and then schedule,
Yeah.
and just do it like that. So YouTube, I was doing 2 to 3 videos. Obviously, that has since died down because, again, that was during the pandemic. I had a lot more time then. Now
Yeah.
it's not so easy for me, because it's not like I'm a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
I would love that, but unfortunately, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so I still have other things that I have to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely try to put together a schedule. Or if I know this month I want to put out, like, July, I'm already thinking about July, because I know that the month of June I took off. In July, I said I was going to hit back hard on my content on YouTube, because I know I want to do something about Thumbtack Pro. People keep asking me. I know that's a video that I want to do. I know I want to do kind of like an updated video about general notary work. I've never really done a video on general notary work. So, what I'm saying, I know there's other things that I want, a list of like topics, and I'll kind of like jot it down and then just kind of go down the list from there.
I think that's dope that you do that because, again, just it's better to prepare for it ahead of time, because when you're trying to do it on the fly, it's man,
Yeah, it
you
never
may
works.
it never works. You may think, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna spend about an hour recording this content. No, that 1 hour you spend about, you trying to think of ideas. That 1 hour is going to turn into 3. That 3 is going to turn into
Yeah.
5. By the time you look up, you probably only got 2 pieces of content you recorded. So it's like, what did you spend that time doing, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's important to do your due diligence, get your preparation done ahead of time. So by the time you got all your topics outlined, it's just a matter of you just recording, right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
and so you talked about YouTube in a pandemic. Now, what you recording during the pandemic, like what was that experience? What was that? Because I always like to ask, it seemed like the pandemic was like years ago, but it's only like a couple years ago, right? What was that experience like for you as far as building, like starting your YouTube, starting your notary business, and then also building your social media as well? Like, what was that process like for you?
Listen, it was a good process. Like, keep in mind, I had just moved back. Like I said, 2019, I had just moved back from Chicago back to VA. I was staying at my parents' house,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Just figuring it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was working to obviously get my own place. Um, Honestly, the notary business in the pandemic kind of sped up that process a little bit for
Yeah,
me, because I was, doing financially, I was doing, well.
yeah,
But I had time, you know what I'm saying? I had time, I had support, from my parents to, you know what I'm saying? So it was honestly, it was fun, it didn't feel like work. It was, I wasn't getting paid for my YouTube videos then. So it's not like I was doing it for a check.
yeah,
I was doing it just because it was fun, in the process of learning how to better edit videos, learning how to film, and all these different things that I didn't really know going into it. But I knew if I was consistent and I was constantly making videos, I would figure it out and learn, um, the best for me and my channel. So honestly, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Now I've grown as far as in the video editing space, and I'm a lot more confident when it comes to editing videos, because before I honestly didn't really know much about how to edit. But the pandemic gave me that space and grace to kind of figure all that stuff out, and it was fun. Then once I started getting paid for it, I was like, my first YouTube check, I was like,
hey
I'm gonna
now,
start doing this more often.
right,
I was
right.
happy.
So it'd be safe to say, coming out of the pandemic, you came out with more than 2 to 3 skills that you could rely on. That's going to pay you for the rest of your life.
Yep, absolutely.
That's incredible.
Got to
That's
take
absolutely
advantage
incredible.
of that time. I became a notary. I learned how to, edit videos, and yeah, I took advantage of that time for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. So just wrapping up, what are some things that you have coming up in the works that you're working on?
Oh, okay. Well, you can find me back on social media starting in July. I said this is just getting out of hand, because I listen, it's been some time that I was like, absolutely, after this holiday, because my birthday is on June 30th. So after the 4th of July holiday, I'm definitely going to be attacking it and getting back on TikTok and doing my lives and doing my YouTube videos. So look out for me on social media. What else do I have coming up? If I so group coaching. So I stopped doing group coaching because honestly, people just weren't showing up. Because somebody asked me recently, "Oh, do you do group?" I said, "Well, nobody was showing up. I was offering, and nobody would show up." So I'm considering bringing back a group coaching, because I had it set we can meet twice a month. um People just gotta let me know if they gonna show up for it, because I mean, yeah.
It's your time
So
at the end of the day too.
yeah, so there's that. um 757 Sisters, I was supposed to be doing a roundtable with Miss Ebony on the 1st, but I have to reschedule with her, unfortunately, because I'll be out of town with a client. So hopefully in August I will be back doing be a part of the notary roundtable with 757 Sisters soon. Mark's conference, the loan signing system conference. I'm trying to get there. I know Mark has called me out. So, you know, I know he's expecting me to come. I'm making everything, I'm trying to make that possible. So absolutely. Loan signing system. I can't thank Mark Wills enough for just being an awesome person, an awesome mentor. What else do I have coming up in another way? I think that's basically, I'm thinking about doing another ebook. So if you don't know, I do have my marketing ebook. I'm thinking about doing another one sometime this year. And mainly not necessarily about, just mainly talking about the mindset and more so about entrepreneurship as a whole. Because I just think that that's so important when it comes to this business, and just any, you know, people that are getting in, finding like my TikTok or, you know, a YouTube video that's like, hey, I can do this, but don't really have the basics. Like, I feel like that's like the basic, like becoming a notary is the easy part. The hard part is getting your mind prepared to what is about to happen when you start your notary business. So I'm thinking about doing an ebook on that. Actually, I haven't told anybody that, but it's been something that's been simmering for some time. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it on the notary front. Just look out for, you know, stay tuned to my social medias, and send, you know, people know me, just hit me.
Can you plug that book in real quick? The marketing book plug. Can you plug, where can they find that book at? Can they go
20
to Gumroad?
Yes, yes, it's on Gumroad. I think I'm gonna double check. It should be. Yes, 20 simple ways to market your loan signing business. So I just pretty much break down 20 simple ways, literally 20 things that I have done to market. It first starts off with how to become a loan signing agent. So the first step, like again, the easy part, which is getting your notary commission, getting your bond, getting your E&O and all this other stuff. And then I go into like literally 20 things that I've done to market my loan signing business. I have templates, like marketing templates if you're not really a designer. I have like business card templates, postcard templates, like all type of templates for you to use to help market your business. Yeah, that will be on Gumroad. If you click on my links, if you go to any of my social media, you see the links, it should definitely be there.
Well, make sure we'll have the links under the show notes as well. So make sure y'all tap in, especially for you notaries out there that's looking to generate more business. Make sure y'all support the system. Make sure you get the information you need so you can put more money in your pockets at the end of the day. And then before we leave, I always ask every notary entrepreneur this: where do you see your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yes, so Black Girls Notarized, that is the future of my notary business. I know most people start a signing service. I really want to start a nonprofit that uses the notary industry to create entrepreneurs at an earlier age, like so from 18 to like 21, 22-ish. Create a program that uses the notary industry to teach real life entrepreneur experiences, you know, skills that you need to become an entrepreneur. And I want to be able to provide people with the skills and the tools that they need to leave the program and be successful notaries, you know, not just notaries, but entrepreneurs. And you can use your business however way that you wish. But, you know, I want to create a program that really truly lets young women, Black women specifically, because I'm a Black woman. So obviously I want to give back to my community, that lets them know like, hey, you don't have to start a hair business or lashes or, you know, t-shirts. Like you can do something like become a notary public and start a business that's sustainable, because I mean, honestly, you can do this for the rest of your life if you want to, you know, say whether it's full-time or part-time. The notary business is something that you can always have and that can always fall back on. So yeah, that's what I want to do, because I feel like if I would have known about this when I was 18, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of skills and things that I would have learned at an earlier age, at a younger age, that would have helped me as I grew up, you know, going through, you know, just the workforce. And I really want to start young. I really want to work with young people and get them started, because honestly, college to me these days, you know what I'm saying, I think it's great, but not everybody is a college student. You know what I'm saying? You know, nowadays, these younger generations, I feel like it started with my generation, but we're kind of being forced into entrepreneurship because people are graduating with these degrees, and then they only want to offer $35,000 a year, 40,000. And it's just like, we need multiple streams. There's at this point, I don't know a generation that could survive off of one stream of income. And I just want to impart what I've learned to younger Black girls. So yeah, that's how I see my business growing.
And I think that's really cool that you're pursuing this, because again, you're solving a real problem on top of that too, with this type of with the type of business that you want to start. So make sure y'all support Ms. Keena. I appreciate you for jumping on today. It was an honor to have you on. And before we leave, where can they find you at as well?
At Keenly Keena on everything: Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, at Keenly Keena. That's me.
Keenly Keena. I was tongue twisted in the beginning, y'all, but I got it together. Y'all. Before we head out, y'all, make sure y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the to our YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating on the podcast. We on Anchor, we on Apple, we on Spotify. Make sure y'all tap in with us. Again, Keena, I appreciate you for jumping on today. And until next time, y'all.
Peace.